YouTube pipe smoking community, or YTPC. My name is Eric. I am owner-operator of TFA Carving. You can find me on Instagram. I am entering in this year's 2019 cobfoolery contest in the pro class under the classic category, as well as the freehand, but this video is just going to be for the classic shape. Before I go ahead and show you my entry, I did want to go ahead and thank Scott. This is the first time that I've entered into this contest. It's actually my first YouTube video, for that matter. I feel like this is a good opportunity for a lot of people out there that, you know, are one, really into the pipes, and then two, are also really into you know, doing the pipe mods and things of that sort. So again, thank you. So a little bit about my ideas this year, because I saw a lot of really good examples last year. Dodif's Rose, I mean, that one was really cool. There was another gentleman that made the Hourglass, which was another really creative one. So around the end of last year's contest, I decided that I was going to enter this year, and I wanted to do something that I hadn't seen anybody do yet. So I kind of played around with some thoughts and ideas and stuff. Oh, by the way, this is a cob mod that I did a little after the contest last year. I want to say this is a Fifth Avenue bowl with a antler base that was fitted to it. And I apologize if my video is a little blurry. I do have to use my phone for this. And then I've got an Italian lucite stem in it. This was originally a polished bowl, and I took out all the plaster that was on it, gave it some stain, sanded it down so it was nice and smooth, but still had that nice aerated kind of a deal. So it does a really good job of keeping the smoke cool. So I was thinking of some ideas and decided, you know, what would be something neat that nobody's done before, that would be challenging, but if pulled off would be really cool. So I started thinking, okay, well, you know, Missouri Meerschaum, they've got, you know, the name Missouri Meerschaum, you know, the corncob bowls and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, what kind of meerschaum pipe shapes could I make using a corncob bowl? Started looking at different sizes bowls, different types of bowls, different pipes, and I decided, you know what, I want to use the Devil Ant's Acorn. And the reason for that is because it's got that nice round bowl. And one of the things that I've always liked, and I haven't had a chance to buy yet, is a proper meerschaum claw pipe. So I was originally thinking, oh man, it'd be really cool to make a claw pipe out of entirely cob, much like how Dodif did the Rose last year, you know. But I didn't have the financial resources to buy a bunch of cobs and cut them down. So I took a piece of briar blank that I had messed up a while back anyway, and started recarving on that. If I can get my video editing proper, like I said, it is my first YouTube video and I haven't done a lot of video editing, but I'll probably enter some making of pictures somewhere in this general area. If not, then I'll just look like a fool pointing my finger around everywhere. But the finished product, and I'm very happy with it. is this guy right here. So I haven't quite come up with a final name on it yet. Thinking the King Claw Cob or something to that effect. But this is a Devil Ant's Acorn Bowl with a briar claw, a shorter Italian lucite churchwarden stem. For the crown, this is a tequila cork that I had carved and reshaped into a crown to use as a cap for when the pipe is not being in use, when it's sitting up on the shelf. And on top of that, this pipe is a sitter, and it sits on its own, with or without the crown in it. So there it is there. And then, because, you know, you can't have a claw pipe holding an egg without something coming out of the egg, what I decided to do was take a piece of antler and carve it into a baby dragon as the tamper. And that is this guy right here. So this is all 100% out of antler. And I've got gum line, teeth, the eyes, the nose, all the little details on it, including, you know, the spine and everything. And that guy just goes right in there, just like that. And then, like I said, this is the tamper, so it does have, you know, a flat part to it, and then you just use that to tamp down. And then when it's not in use, you could either use the crown or you could use the baby dragon, you know, as the shelf piece, so to speak. And then, of course, as with every pipe mod, I dropped my tobacco. As with every entry, you gotta prove, of course, you know, that it is a functioning piece. So 1 second, let me get this packed. But yeah, so I saw a lot of really, really good pieces last year, and I wanted to make my own and kind of, you know, showcase my skills and do something that really nobody has done as of yet. A lot of really good inspiration last year. And this year I've been really pushing myself in all of my carvings and crafts and whatnot, whether it's my jewelry stuff or whether it's the pipes or even some of the sculptures that I've done for people for anniversary gifts and stuff like that. But without further ado, the King Claw Cob. And like I said, it is briar on the base with the Devil Ant's Acorn on top. And I've even got, you know, the little scales carved into it, including on the fingers across. I went with a red stain for the fur feather area, and then a brown for the palm scales, and then left it natural wood color on the nails and then the back scales there. But so there it is. And I'll be posting another entry shortly. And then before I forget, because I am kind of forgetful, The way that I got everything to meet up, I took the original stem and I cut it just short of being flush with the bowl, and then carved the claw with a hole in it that basically went that way, so that when I went to put the bowl in, it would kind of go in like this, hook, and then cant. And then from there, I drilled the hole center so that it met up at the bottom, and then also used acroglass, which is a bedding compound, to get everything mated up. Use some release agent to make sure that nothing stuck and that the hole was still free for airflow. But acroglass is a bedding compound used in doing rifle accurizing, and essentially what it is a two-part epoxy that is heat resistant, it's solvent resistant, it's also shock resistant. They use it to line the inside of wood stocks to meet the barrel to the stock, to get a more accurate, basically there's not as much flex and play in the rifles like that. My dad owns a gun shop. My dad is a gunsmith as well, and so I've learned a lot about using that kind of stuff, and so I try to use it in most of my my projects. In fact, that's what I used to make the antler up to the original shank that was on this one. What I didn't mention about this guy is that I did also resurface the inside of the bowl on the shank that goes in there, so that it does have a more smooth bottom, so that you don't get a lot of that bite from the tenon down there at the bottom. Just wanted to throw that in there as a side note in case anybody was wondering exactly how I was able to get these met up. And as you can see, I got the claw just perfectly on there. That one is just barely touching, and then these as well. I do apologize for the night recording and the spotlight that I have on my face. I feel like it kind of takes away a little bit. And I'll be posting another entry shortly with my freehand, which utilizes some bone and some horn to create kind of a pseudo reverse calabash kind of a thing that goes on there. So thank you all for watching. Welcome to my channel, and if you'd like, feel free to check me out on Instagram at TFA Carving. I'll try to post some links and stuff down in the description. But Scott, thanks again, and good luck to everybody. I've already seen some really good entries this year, so I look forward to competing, I guess. And like I said, this will be a pro entry in the classic category. All right, y'all have a good night.